Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Xbox One.
What if a single device could provide all your entertainment? And what if that device could turn on your TV and talk to all of the devices in your living room?
I remember Microsoft announcing the Xbox One, and I remember thinking to myself, that seems kind of cool. One device to replace them all. But it's safe to say others didn't agree. Gamers just didn't like that half of their conference about a new game console was about things that weren't games, like The Price is Right. But the ideas of one device to be the central hub of your television are still alive in the Xbox One S today. So it begs the question, is the Xbox One S the ultimate non-gamers machine? I'm Titus, this is The Search for Awesome, and this is the Xbox One S non-gamer review. Right out of the box, you get the basics. A controller, an HDMI cable with 4K support, an AC adapter, and the console itself. On the front of the console, you have the Xbox power button, the eject button, the controller sync button, and a USB port. While on the back, you have plenty of ports, including some that a non-gamer might find interesting, like an optical sound port, an Ethernet port, an HDMI in, not out. More on that later. This gives plenty of options to someone wanting a more premium experience. The overall design is simple, and I really like it. I picked up the mostly white version. It's a really sleek and nice looking device that stands out. But if you're wanting something that blends into your entertainment center, maybe grab the black Xbox. I also like the user interface. It's slick and simple with plenty of customization so you can get it just the way you want it. Now its price starting at $230 might seem a little steep for a device you just use for non-gaming entertainment. But the more you dig in, the more you start to understand why it might be worth it. When it comes to apps, Xbox has plenty, with main ones like Netflix and Hulu, as well as some you might not expect, like YouTube TV and SoundCloud. Although I will say that Roku and Amazon Fire probably have a larger app catalog. But I think 99% of people will be plenty satisfied with the Xbox's collection. The only one notable that my wife uses that's missing is Daily Burn, which is an exercise app. So I have to keep my Amazon Fire around for when she wants to do an online fitness class. And when it comes to physical media, you can't find anything better than the Xbox One S. And let's be honest, the streaming image quality on video apps is pretty good, but there's just something about real physical media like Blu-rays. It's just a cut above in quality, if you care about that sort of thing. But really cool feature, the Xbox One S has a 4K UHD Bluray Player, which is great. Especially considering the PlayStation 4 and 4 Pro only have a normal Blu-ray player. And Sony, the maker of PlayStation, I believe actually owns the patent to UHD Blu-rays, so it's kind of embarrassing. And even though this is a killer feature, it's not quite a slam dunk on the Xbox One S. If you pop in a Blu-ray, you get this screen. I was beyond confused, and after a quick Google search, Google, you just fix everyone's problems, don't you? I found out there is a Blu-ray app you have to download before you can watch any Blu-rays. But in any case, after you download that, you can watch DVDs, Blu-rays, and UHD Blu-rays, and they look great as expected, except DVDs. Gross. Some UHD Blu-rays actually support HDR, which is the new buzzword when it comes to TVs, meaning the TV can get really bright and really dark, resulting in really nice colors that pop. All this works great, except the controls for Blu-rays could be better. I should have expected something was off when I saw that the Blu-ray app in the Xbox store was only rated 2 out of 5 stars. The TV remote you can purchase separately is oddly designed for Blu-rays, where a lot of the Blu-rays commands are in a hidden pop-up menu. And really weird, this hidden menu can sort of conflict with the UI of the Blu-ray itself. It takes some getting used to. But to be fair, the most common stuff you do on a Blu-ray, like play, pause, rewind, and access the pop-up menu, is easily accessible. Also, side note, there are 2 forms of HDR out in the wild, HDR10 and Dolby Vision, and the Xbox One S just supports HDR10. That should be fine for most people. HDR10 does seem to be becoming the HDR standard. Now you can just use the included controller to operate your new Xbox, but the separately sold TV remote is definitely a must if you want to pretend this Xbox doesn't play games. To get things started, just hold the Xbox button and the Xbox comes to life. And it's just as easy to power down the console and everything else just auto-magically powers down with it. Not only that, the Xbox can actually turn on your stereo and television. Also, the remote can control the volume on your stereo or TV. And the menu for setting this all up is really simple and straightforward. Basically, all I need to control my television is this one remote at just $20. It even lights up every time I use it, making it really simple to navigate even in a pitch dark room. What's interesting is your Xbox can even turn on your TV even when the Xbox isn't connected to the TV. It's kind of eerie. I have no idea how it does it. I mean, look at this. Not plugged into the TV, and when I turned it on, the TV is now on. What in the world? I mean, this has no real use case that I'm aware of, but it's kind of crazy, isn't it? But seriously, if you know how it does this, hit me up in the comments, I'm curious. And that odd HDMI in port, that's for plugging in your cable or satellite box. So you can watch normal TV without leaving your Xbox. You can actually watch it through your Xbox. I tried this with my in-laws' cable box. I don't have cable anymore, gross, but it worked really well. I can control the cable box with just the Xbox remote and everything just works. And again, it's really easy to set up. And Xbox even has its own TV guide built in. The only thing that is a little odd but totally fine is when you change the channel, you can see the Xbox is actually typing in the channel's number like you would on the remote. But still, this experience as a whole is really slick and fast. And the guide is much faster navigating around than the typical cable box. And you can see recent channels you've been to, so it makes it easy to switch back and forth really easily. And you can set favorite channels, so if you only like ESPN, AMC, HGTV, and the local news, it makes it really easy to get to those fast while you're ignoring the channels you don't care about, like TLC. It's really impressive how it works with the one device the Xbox really can't replace, your cable box. And as cool as all this is, they didn't completely think this one device to replace them all thing through completely. Because sometimes you still need to use a different device outside of your Xbox or cable box. Like in my case, when my wife wants to use Daily Burn. And the Xbox remote that I wanted to completely replace all my other remotes simply can't. Why, you might ask? Well, it doesn't have a button for changing inputs on a TV. So I have to keep the normal TV remote around just for this one use case. It's a small complaint, I get it, but it's still frustrating. It's like they designed it not to cooperate with others. But what's cool is you can use that HDMI import for things that aren't a cable box, like an Amazon Fire TV, for instance. But what the Xbox One S definitely gets right is the speed. The Xbox One S is much faster than my previous Roku streaming stick and 2017 Fire TV. I mean, just click on Fresh Off the Boat in Hulu, and boom, there it is. And I'd say Netflix is even faster. In fact, I used to own an Nvidia Shield TV, and I would say it's about as fast as that, and that thing was really fast. Although it has been a bit since I used one, I just had a lot of problems with my Nvidia Shield, so I got rid of it. Whereas the Xbox One S has been rock solid in terms of reliability. I've maybe had it lock up on me once in the nearly half a year of ownership. I can really appreciate that attention to reliability. Thanks, Xbox team. I just don't like keeping things around that cause me headaches. And its built-in fan is not that loud, at least when streaming content. That is to say, I have never personally noticed it if it is. The only time I really hear the fan rev up is when I'm playing a game. One thing people are loving lately is controlling their TV by voice. And this is something that Google has been pushing with Google Home and Amazon with Alexa. But Microsoft started this trend way back on the Xbox 360 before it was cool. The second version of the Kinect was originally launched with the Xbox One, complete with voice and motion controls, allowing people to control their TV with their voice or their body. Since then, Microsoft has basically killed off the Xbox version of the Kinect. But in its current form, the Kinect can do a lot of things, including turn on your Xbox, play, or pause. You can even use it to start watching TV through your connected cable box. But at this time, I have no intention of buying technology that is basically dead for this review. So I haven't tested any of these features, but if that interests you, then there you go. When it comes to raw gaming, the PS4 is generally a better option. Sorry, Xbox fans, you'll get them next time. The PS4 has more exclusive game titles and at least a slightly larger player base when you're in the mood for some online gaming. but it can't compare to what the Xbox is packing in the non-gaming department. And don't get me wrong, the PlayStation is no slouch when it comes to entertainment outside of gaming, with a separately sold TV remote available and plenty of streaming apps like Netflix, Hulu, and their own cable replacement PlayStation Vue. But the Xbox One S has the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray Player, as mentioned before, whereas the PS4 has a regular Blu-ray player built in. Not to mention you have to jump to the PS4 Pro to get 4K support, whereas the base Xbox One S has 4K support from the get-go. And the PlayStation 4 doesn't support watching free TV over a TV antenna. Or even cooler, the ability to record that television for later viewing pleasure. With that said, let's talk about DVR support. At Gamescom 2015, Microsoft announced that an over-the-air TV DVR feature was coming to the Xbox One. This would have been amazing because then with just a TV antenna and an Xbox One, you could have a nearly free DVR service with your local TV channels. But Microsoft has since backpedaled on this idea, although I don't understand why. But never fear, because where Microsoft has promised and disappointed, other companies have come to fill the gap, but in exchange for some of your cold hard cash. Plex, which is a really slick media management software, supports this feature specifically. And HDHomerun does this as well and takes it a step further with support for cable television DVR support. If the company you buy TV from offers a cable card option, that is. Like Comcast, for instance. The only catch with these services is that you need a computer or NAS to act as the DVR for storing your newly recorded media. I've messed with HDHomerun and Plex for a while, and just because I was trying to look for a way to get around having a cable bill, if I'm being honest, I think both of them need to be put in the developer oven a little bit longer. So as you can see, the Plex TV interface is really nice. You can see what's on right now, you can see what's coming on later, but I run into like a lot of random bugs. Like for instance, if I try to watch a TV show and I want to record it, it just won't do it from the Xbox. I have to be on my computer on my phone. Also, like whenever I want to watch a channel, like right now The Simpsons is playing, so I want to watch that, I guess. And if I go hit play, it takes like forever to actually load. It's not like Netflix or like your typical cable box. It's still buffering, still buffering, still buffering, still buffering, and there it goes. Now it's playing. But even on HDHomerun, I still run into weird bugs where sometimes it'll like fill up a fourth of the screen with the actual channel itself. So like I'll see like a corner, like I would see this section as if it was taking up the entire screen. It's really bizarre. So yeah, neither solution is perfect. They both can work, but it takes some finicky messing with it and like rebooting sometimes. And I will say that right now how I have my Xbox set up is like the best case scenario. I have it Ethernet plugged into the same device that I have my antenna plugged into and I have my computer plugged into. And if I was trying to do this over my Wi-Fi or trying to like put my Xbox downstairs right now or in my studio, if I had to try to put it downstairs, I have a lot of latency issues, a lot of buffering, a lot of just mess ups and stuff. So to be honest, neither solution is quite there. It has been a fun experiment playing with both of the softwares, but neither of them I think is as good as like pressing a button and playing something on Netflix, or even like an old cable box is just more reliable. But please, if you've had a different experience than mine with Plex or HDHomerun, let me know in the comments. I mean, if someone can get these to work right, the value here is pretty amazing compared to a DVR solution from a satellite or cable company. The biggest cost is a computer or NAS to run HDHomerun or Plex on. If you're interested, I'll put all the rest of the pieces you might need in the comments as affiliate links if you're interested what else you might need. Okay, even someone that wouldn't say they are gamers can appreciate Xbox's options. Many of them pretty cheap. Xbox Live Gold comes out to only a few dollars a month if you buy a year's worth of membership. Along with online play, Gold gives a few free games each month. This month, for instance, you get Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain along with 3 other games just because you're a member. And they are yours forever. In the course of a year, you could end up with dozens of quality games. They even offer a Netflix model type service called Xbox Game Pass with over 100 games at your fingertips for just $9.99 per month. Just something to think about, even if you don't consider yourself a gamer. Also, by the way, I understand that there is a bigger brother in town, the Xbox One X. But considering it's over double the price of the Xbox One S that I'm reviewing, and doesn't really add anything to the non-gaming experience, the Xbox One S is probably what you want to focus on if you're a non-gaming muggleborn. And lastly, one final thing to consider, and this is an enthusiast thing, so most of you probably won't care. The Xbox One S apparently supports MKV, which is a common format people use for storing their movies and TV shows on their network-attached storage drives. There you go, and if you're looking for some more enthusiast edge cases, Lon.TV did a really great comparison between the Xbox One S and the Nvidia Shield, and he talks about several things that went way beyond my understanding. I'll drop a link below. With all of that said, is this the perfect non-gaming device? Well, it depends on your needs, but I would say for me, right now, it absolutely is. That is at least for the time being. The raw speed and reliability is just amazing, and its support for apps is plenty vast with one small exception for me. And it's replaced all of my other devices except that one Fire TV for that one app. I also love that I can control it all with my new Xbox Remote. And although I don't have any 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays yet, it's nice to know that I can play them if I ever decide to jump into that, or if Redbox starts carrying them. Get on that, Redbox. Start carrying 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays. This is a premium experience for an admittedly premium price. But if you're tired of your slower smart TV devices and want something that is a cut above with some of these exclusive features, then give the Xbox One S a try. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you did enjoy it. And could you do me a quick favor? Could you please hit the like or the dislike button just to let me know how you felt about the video? That would be really helpful. And if you really liked the video, maybe hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well. That'll keep you in tune with what I do. I have plenty more reviews just like this one coming up in the very near future, and a lot of other cool tech content as well. In fact, on the screen right now, there are 2 videos of mine that YouTube thinks you might like. Again, I'm Titus. Thanks once more, and I'll see you next time.